Hi, this is Cheryl for Bayer's Pampered Stampers. Welcome to our online class for rolled flowers. This is the card that we'll be making today. The technique that you'll learn is how to make these rolled flowers. There's a lot of different dies that use this technique. This one happens to be the Spellbinder's Bitty Blossom die, but they all kind of have this in common. It cuts out sort of a spiral-shaped thing that you have to roll up and turn into a flower. So your kit today should have a card base here, a patterned paper that fits on it. You'll have either a right or a left flourish. It faces one way or the other. They both work the same. You won't have both. You'll have one or the other. You'll have 2 white flowers that you can practice with. You'll have 3 blue flowers that you'll make to finish your card. And then finally, you'll have a happy birthday sticker. So with all of those things in hand, we can get started. Let me just show you the dies that we're using. It's the Spellbinder's Bitty Blossoms die, and then the Cherry Lynn Fanciful Flourish dies, either the right facing or left facing flourish. They're really both about the same, it's just how they face. So the first thing that we're going to learn today is how to do the rolled flowers. This is a very easy technique. Just take a deep breath and all is good. You're going to want to determine first what is the right side versus the wrong side of your paper. On your white ones, it's not going to matter. It's white on both sides. But for example, on your blue flowers, it's light blue on one side and it's white on the other. So you need to look at it carefully and decide which is the light blue side. When you roll your flowers, you're going to roll toward the right side. So I'm going to start at this end and I'm going to roll to the center. A lot of times I'll start by just folding to get a good tight roll going. You're just really folding around the circle. You want to try and make sure that your petals don't exactly match up with one another. You don't want to roll too tightly either. If you do, it's okay, because there's an opportunity when we go to glue the flower that you can relax it a little bit and get it to where it needs to be. So it's all good. Again, try and offset these petals. It will work out a little better and you'll have less adjustment needed when you do the gluing phase. But we're rolling toward the center. We want this edge to line up. The petals themselves won't. And so sometimes you have to just push that back into place a little bit. Keep rolling toward the center. I find this the easiest way to do it, but hang on for a few seconds and I'll show you a couple of other methods you could use also to roll the flowers. So here I go. I'm almost at my center. Now when I get to this center circle, that's where my glue goes. Now you can see I'm very tightly wrapped here, and that's not how we want the flower to look. The flower should look more like this. So we'll need to relax that out a little bit. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the dot, on the circle in the center. You can use glue for this. I like the Scotch Quick Dry adhesive because it gives you a chance to adjust things a little bit, but some people use, for example, score tape or other types of adhesive for this. Now when you let go, you automatically have some relaxing of the flower, and you can take the inner petals and just sort of twist it and force that a little bit more, so you can see how my really tight flower has now relaxed a little bit, and it's now become more like this flower here, which is what we want. Now, as an alternative to rolling the flowers, because some people find that difficult, you can use tweezers, or you could use a slotted quilling tool. For the tweezers, you're just going to place the tweezers at the end and roll. Slotted quilling tool, same method. You're just going to put the very end there through the slot and roll away toward the center. This is going to give you a really tight roll. It also, when you roll using one of these methods, you tend to have your petals all lined up which is not what you want. You want them staggered to look more like a natural flower. So you're going to have to do some adjustment at the gluing phase. But here I go. I'm just rolling, rolling, rolling toward the center. Again, trying to make sure everything stays in alignment here. A little bit harder for me with the tweezers because this isn't my chosen method. But again, some people find it much easier. And once you get to the center, then you can go ahead and just release the tweezers. You'll have to kind of carefully pull those out without undoing the center of your flower. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on that flower base, and I'm going to let this go and let it relax a little bit. Let it relax a lot. And you can see that I have some more work to do here in order to get my flower adjusted to where it ought to be. But it's that simple. Once you get the flower to where you expect it to be, just make sure that the center circle is over the bulk of that flower to glue and hold it into place, and set it aside so that it can dry. That's all there is to it. Now why don't you try rolling your flowers, and we'll come back in a few minutes with another video and look at some more techniques for finishing the card. Thanks.